warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Mharti Elye Wiranto and I'm from English Education 8 class 2023 and my students number is 230211000012 and I'm going making this video to fulfill course assignment literal reading. U.S. cities, past and present. Dr. Charles Adrian, a political science professor at the University of California at Riverside, has made a 20-year study of the problems of American cities. The results are present in a book called History of American Cities Government, 1775 until 1870. 1. The problems of the nation cities, pollution, crime, riots, a lack of planning, transportation are bad, but they were worse in the so-called good old days. According to Dr. Charles Adrian, he gives pollution from automobiles as one example. He agrees that it may be bad now, but he states that there was a lot of pollution from horses and other animals in American cities in the 19th century. 2. Most cities had their own slaughterhouses where cows and pigs were killed a century ago. They were careless about throwing out the remains of the animal and that sort of thing. He said, and the sewer system for waste disposal was almost non-existent. 3. Some of the problems that bother people living in the city during that period are still with us: poor planning, problems in low income neighborhood, police relation, and public transportation. 4. Pollution was a very important problem for city government in the last century, particularly with regards to water supplies, Dr. Adria said. They had some idea that water could be polluted, but they didn't know how. Trying to get pure water was a big problem. 5. People like to talk about the good old days, but actually, the cities of the 19th century were dirty and in many ways filthier than today. Communicable disease was a great concern. There was still smallpox and also yellow fever, malaria, cholera, and typhoid. The infant death rate was high, and there were other dangers as well. 6. It is true that people were not being killed by cars. However, they often were killed or seriously injured by runaway horses. It was quite common, Dr. Adrian said. 7. Crime was a great concern then too. According to Dr. Adrian, mugging wasn't common then. He said, but it did exist. Pickpockets were very skilled too. Also, from the 1830s on, there were a lot of summer ghetto riots. That wasn't just something from 1960. There was several causing, but basically it was because many people moved to the cities from rural area. 8. Planning of cities at the neighborhoods was controlled by land speculators and real estate developers who were only interested in making money. 9. Finally, Dr. Adrian thinks that the situation or problems facing American cities have not changed so much, and he suggests that we look back at the past and try to learn from it. I think that's all. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.